So the whole story starts right here in the heart of KTJ. One day, Mr. Tim, the Director of Finance and School Services, was rummaging about in this cupboard when he came across something truly remarkable.
Well, I was actually looking for a measuring tape because I wanted to check whether Mr. Suresh's office was larger than mine. And there it was, an old parchment, like the sort that you find in olden times. But only thing, it was dated 1988. I took it back to my office. It took me a while to actually clean it. And then eventually I realized that it was an old map of the school.
Now, if Mr. Tim had left it at that, all would be well. But it is what happened next that made this a remarkable discovery, and one that he would come to regret.
Well, I thought the plans might be worth something, They were very old. And I do have a friend who works for the Malaysian Ordnance Registry of Negeri Sembilan, the MORONS. And what she told me really blew my mind.
Well, I saw the map and didn't think much of it. To be honest, I thought Tim was wasting my time. But then I noticed something. The scale seemed to have been drawn wrong. And that's when I decided to take a trip to College Tuanku Jaafar.
When Dr. Peter got to KTJ, she immediately realized there was a problem. The mistake with the scale meant that KTJ had been built in the wrong place.
It was very obvious. Almost immediately, something was terribly wrong. And there was going to be significant consequences.
And when she told me, I just couldn't believe it. But there was no going back.
What Dr. Peter had discovered was that KTJ was in the wrong place. I say the wrong place, but it was only in the wrong place by a matter of 2 inches. That's 5 centimetres. The school had been built 5 centimetres further to the south than it should have been. Now, you might think that doesn't matter, but when it comes to ordnance surveys, it means everything. As Mr. Ryan, the KTJ facilities manager, explains.
We had no choice. The error had to be corrected. Finding someone to do this was not easy, but after several months of searching and discussion, it was various contractors, we found someone.
Eventually, the school commissioned the construction company, Uncut, builders, plumbers and beauticians, to undertake the work. Mr. Uncut, their CEO, was confident he could provide a solution.
It took some time to come up with a workable solution, but after running several different computer models, we eventually decided that we needed a large number of forklifts.
So this is the clever bit. What these forklifts will do is take up positions around the building and lift simultaneously. With the help of satellite technology, they can then be directed by a series of red and white flags to resettle the building in its correct location. This work will take place during the school holidays of April 2021. So when you return to school at the end of April, the work will have been completed. Everything will have been moved. And as a result, it is unlikely you will notice the difference. Well, I say everything, but of course, we cannot move the trees or the lake. As such, when you return, this beautiful building here will be 5 centimetres further away from the lake. It will also mean a few other changes. As we are moving slightly north, this part of the running track will have to be diverted through the golf course. This means you will be sharing the space with golfers. Obviously, we will put up signs and we will ask them not to hit you with their golf balls. However, it will also be a requirement that everyone running around the school wears one of these. One of the real advantages of this move is that Arena and Jawa here will be further from these trees. This means that the monkeys will no longer be able to reach the houses, as macaque monkeys do not like to stray more than 5 meters from the jungle. The houses will now be just outside this range. We will paint a white line on the road over here to indicate the safe zone within which you can walk without encountering any monkeys. Given the narrowness of the pathway, however, it will be necessary to walk side on. As such, we will be renaming this part of the road Crab Alley.
I wish I hadn't found that map. But actually, I still don't know whether Mr. Suresh's office is bigger than mine.
All will be well, no problem, we'll sort it out. Oi, apa korang buat dengan forklift tu?
So there you have it. Quite a remarkable story. Some would even say beyond belief. See if you notice the difference next term.